how my ADHD story led me to creating community helping hundreds of other folks with ADHD. We're going to jump through this quickly, but when I was in my mid-20s, a friend who had a son who had Ritalin thought maybe I should check it out and see if it would be helpful for me. I took a Ritalin on a Sunday, and for 4 hours, I got more done than I get done in a week. And the most amazing thing was within 15 minutes of taking the Ritalin, my brain was quiet for the first time in my entire life. And I literally looked around and thought, people's brains do this. This is a thing. I've never had less than 3 to 5 conversations happening in my head at any given time. And at the time, I didn't do anything about it. I was like, well, what am I going to do? Get on medication? I don't want to be on medication my whole life. In hindsight, my life would be way better if I would have gotten diagnosed basically 20 years before I did. So jump ahead, when I was mostly getting diagnosed because of marital problems, and I have a master's degree in psychology. I've been through tons of therapy. I've been reading self-help things since I was a kid. And my wife was like, all right, is this stuff ever going to change? Like, what is it? And I was like, maybe it's ADHD. Maybe I should check that out. So I went to get diagnosed. I was shamed. After filling out a form for an hour, sitting with someone for an hour, I was treated like I was a drug dealer trying to get drugs to go sell on the street. Meanwhile, I was a successful entrepreneur who helps people all the time, but that's how I was treated. Therefore, I ended up not getting diagnosed until a few years later, still with marital problems, because I needed time to get over the shame because I didn't want someone to do that to me again. And then luckily, my general practitioner connected me with a therapist who has been around ADHD for 30 years, and I was diagnosed. Now I coach people. I've built an online community for folks with ADHD, and I train in companies to help them understand this, because I don't want people to go through the suffering that I've gone through. And I know what it's like in life to go through that suffering. And I know what it's like to be an employee and go through that suffering in the neurotypical companies that we work at. And I'm doing everything I can to help others, one, understand what this is, and two, help each other through this so that other people can have a lot less suffering and we can be more connected and help each other out.